November 17th, 2021, it becomes more and more challenging to make these videos because there's so many kids in the home, to be honest with you. Anyway, today, if you've read the news, 30-year mortgage, it's going up in price, like a conventional 30-year mortgage, normal in average 500,000 or below. You can get it for like 3.20% interest rate. That's the market average, which is crazy. If you think about it, a year ago, when the Feds were playing with the market, though, I mean, interest rates were like, they're low, crazy low. So, why am I bringing this up to you? Because we're going to talk about cash out refinances. Like, what is it exactly? Like, what happens when you do a cash out refinance? What is the process? Like, what is really the process from behind the curtains that the lender and the mortgage loan officer don't explain to you? So, my name is Isaac.duenas. I'm a mortgage loan officer located outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And I work for a company, for a direct lender called Nations Lending Corporation. So today we're going to talk about cash out loans. What happens? Like, how do they pay your debt? Where do they get the money? Should I do it? Is that something that might benefit me? Or it's a ripoff and, like, you know, there's something. Where's the catch? Where is the catch? That's what most people say. Anyway, first thing that you must understand is you must have a home with equity. That means that, say that, like, your home is worth, for example, say that your home is worth $500,000 and you own the home $200,000. Well, in a conventional loan, you are allowed to go up to 80% LTV. Wait, what? Talk to me in English. What does LTV mean? LTV is loan to value. So what that means is that you can take up to 80% of the value of your home as a mortgage, if that makes sense. Of course, this is assuming that you qualify, assuming that you have a job, you have pay stubs, W-2s, and there's several factors on this. So the problem arises when you have a mortgage, say that you pay like $2,000 a month, but then you have the auto lease. You have like your Hyundai, your Toyota, that you pay like $300, $400 a month, or maybe you're purchasing, you're buying it. So you're paying for your Lexus $700, $800. So you have a Mercedes that you're paying $900 a month. But then you have your Amazon credit card, where, you know, you need it because you gotta have Amazon Prime to be able to buy things and etc. However, that Amazon card went up to $20,000. Then you have your furniture, because you bought brand new furniture with Ashley Furniture, whatever, and you owe like $10,000 on that, which you gotta make $200 payment a month. In the Amazon credit card, you gotta make $150 payment a month. Then you have an auto lease. Then your wife has an auto lease. Does that make sense? So when you buy your home, normally, I mean, you don't have too many things open. You don't have too many accounts open because you're purchasing a brand new home, and that is your main liability. But once a person is inside the home, that's when things start changing. That's when people start adding credit cards, car payments, personal loans, student loans. And anyway, we could go about this forever. So what a cash out refinance allows you to do, it allows you to combine, to consolidate debt For example, your car loan might be at, I don't know, 5-6% interest rate. Now, hold on for the people that are going to tell me, well, Isaac, but that's my car loan is only for 5 years. Now we're gonna include it in my 30-year mortgage, and I'm going to be paying 30 years of interest rate instead of 5 years. And I understand your concern, and I get it, and you're absolutely correct. However, even until these days of the pandemic, cash is king. I don't care how many 5 years of interest rates you're going to be paying. The reality is, if by the end of the month you have $0 of cash flow, you have a problem. And that's where a cash out refinance comes into place. By the way, this is my personal opinion, okay? If you're going to refinance your home, there's fees involved on the refinance, like title fee, origination fee, what if you're paying for points, etc. So in some states, like for example California, title work might be cheap. It might be like $500, $400, $1,000, whatever. But you have other states like the state of Florida, where title work could be 3, 4, 5 grand, $7,000, $9,000. Yes, it is that expensive. It is crazy expensive. So if you are thinking about consolidating debt through your mortgage, through a cash out refinance, then might as well you should take as much cash as you possibly can. So if the limit is 80%, then take 80%. There is nothing worse, and I've seen this so many times, that people are like, no, because I really don't want to max out my mortgage. Sure, I mean, they take $10,000 now, 6 months from now, they blow those $10,000 for whatever reason. They go on vacation, or they pay the Amazon credit card that they wanted to pay for a long time. Now those $10,000 are not there, but the AC unit goes out, and it's summer or it's winter and the furnace goes out, and you need to install a brand new furnace. So what do? You grab another credit card, which is like 60% interest rate, and don't tell me that is not. Credit cards are like 16, 20, 23, 26 days. They rape you when you use those things. Period. You're like, well, Isaac, I have like a 12 months, 0% interest rate. Go, good for you. It's only 12 months. It will go away. The 12 months goes quick. We're already in 2022. And then what? Then they rape you. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is go up to 80%, take as much cash as you can, put the money in your savings, 401k. I mean, I don't care what you do with the money, but use that money to be liquid, to be able to use it for emergencies, to use it for additional expenses, to pay off debt, to consolidate debt. Don't use it to buy a brand new Mercedes, because that money is not that for that reason. So if you have a little bit of self-control, refinance up to 80% of the value of your home. It just makes sense. Even if the money sits there for a year, and you look at it, and you open your account in your online portal, and you're like, wow, 100,000 sitting there. Well, it's 100,000 sitting there. What do you want me to tell you? And if a couple of years from now, you have no idea what to do with the money, how to invest it, how to use it, how you haven't had any emergencies, and you're not expecting to have any more emergencies because now you have more money, whatever that is, then grab the money, make one single payment into a mortgage of $100,000. I think you would be crazy doing that, but you can go ahead and do it. Most mortgage companies don't have prepaid penalties anyway, so it's not that you're going to have any consequence of you doing that. But what I'm saying is, take as much money as you can from the get-go, from the beginning, so that you don't have to keep refinancing the home over and over and over again to take more money out because you ran out of money from the beginning. Does that make sense? All right, so how does cash out refinance work? Very easy. Most of the time, you're gonna need an appraisal done on the home. Sometimes you can get an appraisal waiver, and we can talk about that kind of stuff in a different video if you like. But, you'll get an appraisal done on the home. The appraiser will come over, take pictures, look at the home, and say, hey, CeeLo was right. Your home is worth $500,000. Great. So now when you have an appraisal done, now the lender can truly know how much money you can take out. That's what it blows my mind, is a lot of people that go shopping around with different lenders, bouncing back and forth for months. I don't think that you understand that the market changes every minute. This is just like the stock market. You can see the peaks and the lows and the peaks and the lows. Some day market is better and you can get better interest rates. Some days market is very bad and you can unlock the rate that they offer you from the beginning. So when people say like, well, I had a company that offered me like 2.8%. Well, how long ago was that? A month ago? That's gone. That's way gone. You should have moved along with them then, instead of waiting and shopping around for another month. It just doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. Anyway, so take as much cash as you can. The way that the process works is just like refinancing your mortgage normally. However, you are taking money out. Depending on your DTI, on your debt to income ratio. For example, if you have like 20 credit cards with balances and a car payment and an auto lease and whatever, then you might not qualify for a refinance. So what do the lenders do? What they do is they will pay off accounts that show on your credit for you. So for example, if you have an Amazon credit card that says that you owe $20,000, well, out of the $200,000, for example, that you're taking out of your home, they will use $20,000 to write a check to Amazon for $20,000. So the day of closing, you will receive a check for $20,000, but not to you, to Amazon or to Chase or to Capital One or to whatever company that is. So that when you close and you receive this check, you can call over the phone, or you can put it in the mail, or you can go online and do an electronic check, and you can pay them everything you owe, so your balance will go back to zero. Now, what happens when they do that with, like, say, 5 accounts, 10 accounts? Well, this is life, so there's people walking around the house. Very annoying. I apologize. But what's going to happen is that your credit score is going to go through the roof, because you're paying off accounts that have balances, that they are open. And the more accounts you pay, the lower the balances they are. The lower balances they are, the more points you receive, and then your credit gets better, and then you receive more credit card offers, and you get into debt again. Just kidding, but you see my point. It's like a wheel, like a circle, like a cycle of life. So now, to answer, by the way, to a question about the car loan, you're like, well, what if I pay off my car? Well, if you pay off your car, you're going to receive the title of your vehicle. You're not going to have a monthly payment anymore. And mortgages, even these days that the mortgages are going up, interest rates are still better than the auto loans, the car loans. So if you pay off your car, what's going to happen? Well, most likely you don't need to get full coverage. If you want to, you can. But, now you can choose. Now you are in the driver's seat of those liabilities. You can choose how protected you want your vehicle to be. And, you own that thing 100% instead of the bank owning that thing 100%. Now, you can say, well, I just transferred this debt from A to B. True. But the B has a lower interest rate, and that is the point. So that would be number one. So that's how lenders will pay off different accounts, different credit cards for you. They will give you a check so that after closing, you can go ahead and make those payments yourself. But the other option is, if you're able to qualify without having to pay off those accounts because you have good income, because you have your own salary and you make good money, then good for you. They will deposit that money on your checking, savings, whatever account you tell them. When the notary comes to your home, you probably want to give them a canceled check, a voided check with your routing number, account number. That way they don't accidentally read the numbers that you put on the paper wrong. They can just see it, they can just put it in the computer and send the money to your checking account. So the day of closing, they will just do a wire transfer of $200,000, for example, and you can use that money and you decide what you want to pay. Do I want to pay the Amazon card? Do I want to pay that account in collections? Do I want to pay the car loan? Or maybe not. Maybe I just want to leave that money sitting there and use that money to make extra payments to the car loan. I mean, in that second option, you are in more, you're in control of the whole situation. Now, you do gotta have good income to be able to qualify to just get the money deposited on your account. But at the end of the day, money is money. What do you want me to tell you? Whether you give me a check for me to pay the account or you give me the cash to pay the account, it doesn't really matter. I mean, cash is cash, money is money, currency is currency. The numbers that show in your checking account show in your checking account either way, and it doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. So why would people do a cash out refinance? Number one is they want to lower their interest rates. I mean, those credit cards can be killers. I mean, you're looking at, I've seen credit cards that if you make a late payment, they can bump you up to 26, 30%, I think like 32% interest rate. I mean, those payments, you're gonna be trapped on those things for decades to come. So as long as you change your mindset and you pay off those accounts, true that you are putting this debt for 30 years, but the interest rate that you're getting, what is it, like 3-4%, even 5%? You can still lower that interest rate and put yourself in a position where there is cash flow. I don't care how amazing of an interest rate you have. If at the end of the month you literally don't have $10, then you're going to struggle eventually. Eventually you're gonna be looking for cash. You're gonna be looking for personal loans like OneMain. And those personal loans don't have low interest rates. They are pretty high. And there's a reason why those locations are strategically located in places where people struggle financially, where there's lots of poor people in the ghetto, because they know that that's where the people are going to be looking for those loans, if that makes sense. So in my opinion, if you're thinking about doing a cash out refinance to increase your cash flow, I think it's a great idea. I think that you should definitely do it. But keep in mind, there's fees that you will not be able to avoid. So instead of refinancing over and over and over and over and over again, do it one time, take as much cash as your income possibly allows you to take it. And that's it, and be done with it. Leave that money into a checking account, savings account, invest it, put it in a CD. I don't care what you do with the money, but the money is there for you, working for you, instead of the other way around. Because if you think about it, equity is really nothing unless you convert it into cash, unless you sell the home and you convert it into profit. Otherwise, it's just a number out there in the limbo that you're not going to see, you're not going to take advantage on, and you're not going to be able to use anyway. What are your thoughts? If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. I tried to explain the process. I don't know if I did the best how this cash out refinance work. But if you have a specific question, or if you want me to expand in a specific section of the refinance process, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye.